This is Kara,
And this is Katie,
and you're listening to Life and the Party.
your unofficial guide to growing up and having fun. Hey, everybody. Katie here with a little bit of a life update to start the pod. Some of you may know, but I have been recently let go from my job because of some politics stuff. So, I was formerly, environmental data scientist with a consulting company that did a lot of work with the EPA and NIH. And
Can you say what the EPA is and what NIH is, just for people
oh yeah,
who might not know?
EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, and NIH, National Institutes of Health. So the big government agencies that spend a lot of money in health research, environmental science research, public health research, environmental justice, things like that. But not as much anymore because of the funding cuts by the Trump administration. So my company lost a ton of money that we were using to do stuff with the OPPT, Toxic Substance Chemicals Act, like tracking how bad chemicals are for you. So we were doing a lot of work supporting that. But with the cuts, they couldn't really afford to keep my job around anymore. So earlier in July, I was laid off officially. And it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's not great. It's not fucking great.
Well, I was just going to ask you, how are you feeling now?
I'm okay, honestly, because this whole budget thing was sort of affecting the entire company for months before it finally ended with my job loss. People were scrambling for work. It was mentally exhausting. People were going on leave without pay. It was kind of just like people were doing whatever they could to get by. And it's nice to not have to be in that stressful rat race kind of begging people for work. Literally begging people. I messaged 60 people across my group about jumping on projects. And I got a couple, but they were always very short, nothing long term. And then the EPA and all those people kept not giving more money because they needed it for stuff that they needed to do because they were getting cut. It was chaotic as hell. And it's nice to not be stuck to that kind of sinking ship in some way.
Yeah.
It's very weird because I just got promoted. And then I had to say I lost my job. It just feels odd. I feel like, have you had an experience like that when you've been laid off that it wasn't anything that you did?
I mean, no layoff is anything that anyone did, in the definition of what a layoff is.
Yeah.
Layoffs are not any person's fault. They're usually just a business decision, and it's usually to cut costs, and that's it. But yeah, I've been laid off 3 times.
That's crazy.
2 times.
That's
2
crazy.
times for sure. The third is a little murky. My company worked for a very small company that relocated, and they wanted me to relocate with them, but they paid me pennies. This was my second job out of college, and I was making under $40,000 a year. And they wanted me to relocate with them. And I was like, well, if I'm going to relocate with you, you're going to need to pay me more. I'm going to have to understand what my career path looks like at your company. And they started out by saying that yeah, we're going to relocate. We're going to pay for you to go up there. This is from Charleston to Greenville. We're going to pay for you to go up there,
okay.
Look for apartments, blah, blah, blah. They went from that to oh, we're not going to give you a raise. We're not going to give you a career path, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, okay, well then I'm not
leaving with you.
moving with you. It was a very weird expectation. So I don't know whether to really count that as a layoff, but the first time I was laid off, I think, was when I was working for a ticketing software company, and they got acquired by SeatGeek, and I got laid off after 7 months of working there. SeatGeek was headquartered in New York, and I was in Charleston, and my boss was in Philly, and I was the only marketing person in Charleston. Everyone else was a software developer or other leadership positions, and they definitely weren't going to move me up to New York. So I lost my job there. And then that was like my first time getting properly laid off. And I was upset because I had not been working there for that long. And it took me a while, I think, to get that job. And I also got in like a tiny car accident that morning. And the cop was friends with the teenager who hit me, like ran into my car.
I remember that.
Yeah. And
Oh my god.
I was like, dude, this was not my fault. Like they were changing lanes and hit my car. And
Mm-hmm.
then it was just like a shitty morning, and then I got to work and then they had disabled my email.
They didn't even
Um
say anything to you. They just disabled your
no.
email.
My email is disabled, and then I walked over to our COO's office next, like right across the hall from mine, and I was like, "Do you want to meet with me?" And he was like, "Oh, we haven't been able to get a hold of Tom. Tom was my boss." I was like, "Okay, well my email was disabled." So, and then they had like a like someone from corporate in there, and she was smiling and laughing while she was talking to me and
What?
telling me that I was getting laid off.
Okay, bitch. That's just
Like,
mean. That's
I
just
think
mean.
it wasn't in a mean way. I think it's because she was bad at her job and she like is a nervous smiler and laugher.
Oh, okay.
But the whole time I was like, bitch, you should be laid off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just it was horrible.
And they usually don't disable your email to the after they have that conversation with you. You know
Oh,
what
I
I mean?
know. I
Just the fact
know.
that you're walked in, you're like,
It traumatized me because like
yeah.
after that at many jobs, if something would happen with my email or like my access to something, I would start to feel like I was going to get laid off. But I would say, and then I got laid off at another company in Charleston. They laid off almost like our entire marketing department. But I hated working there. And so it was also like fun because we all got laid off together and then we like went to the bar at like 11 a.m. when ACs opened and got blackout drunk. So that was fun. But yeah, I mean, I think I was definitely like sad and emotional like the day that it happened, but I never thought like being laid off had anything to do with the person it happened to. Like I think it's just a
Mm-hmm.
circumstance and it's usually like a business decision and it has nothing to do with you. And it sucks
Mm-hmm.
kind of that they don't want to keep you, but like I think the more you work in a corporate environment, the more you learn that like everybody is expendable and like a lot of times it's about your specific role or like who you have a close relationship with is what's going to like save your job. But a lot of the time you don't have any control over it and it happens to like all sorts of people and it doesn't mean that you're not smart enough or you're not like good at your job, but like I don't know. I think it definitely made me a lot more like cynical
It does
about
though. Like it
the
really
corporate
does.
world, yeah. Which it's not as enjoyable. It's not like a good feeling to be cynical, but um
It's realistic though. Like it's a
yeah.
little eye-opening because I think everyone sort of like in a way can treat their job if they have like good coworkers and everything like, oh well this is enjoyable, like we got each other's backs, things are good, and then you forget in a second that it's not about you, it's about profit and shareholders
Mhm.
and money. And if something goes bad for a little bit too long, unfortunately that means people are on the chopping block.
Yeah.
So like it's a little sombering. And I think it also comes from the fact that like this was my first layoff. I have been fired before.
Mhm.
So like it was a little bit of a different experience because that firing was the result of some bullshit with my previous geology job and just sort of like unsafe working conditions. And I made a complaint, and that complaint led to me getting fired for insubordination,
Yeah.
which is fucked. So like that
Yeah.
to me was like, well, it makes you a little bit afraid, not necessarily afraid, but like hesitant to say things sometimes when you know you
For
should because of
sure.
backlash. And but also realize that I thought I did a great job. You know, I was worked there for a year. I hated the job, but I was like, I need to get my hands wet, my feet dirty. What is it saying?
My
Hands and feet
What?
dirty. Just ready to go.
I need to
I mean,
get my hands wet, my feet dirty, and my ass in the sand
I
immediately.
mean, technically, I did two of those things because I was like traveling to gas stations and sampling water. So
Yeah.
wet and dirty all the time. So at the time I was looking for a new job and then that got laid off, but it was like relieving and but also it was because of me in some way, you know?
Hmm.
So like part of me was like, maybe I'm taking that into this layoff. It's like I know it wasn't me, but at the same time, I still got picked to get laid off. Because they've been
Yeah.
doing different like rounds. I made it far enough, but I think it was a little out of the blue, which I guess is also part of this whole situation. Is all this stuff is just can be out of the blue,
Yeah. I mean,
unfortunately.
my if it makes you feel any better, which it I don't know if it will, but like my company, I also work for a consulting company. I was in like a
Mm-hmm.
government consulting branch of it. And the division I was in had maybe like I'm not going to get this number right, but like maybe like 50 people,
Mm-hmm.
has like maybe a handful left, and they're not even all working part-time, and they were all like some people have left voluntarily, but like a lot of them like weren't on projects and couldn't find work, and only 3 or 4 of us, most recently we've just had a fourth person that was in our old division move to the division that I'm in.
Okay.
And I think it doesn't say anything about like who's a better worker, who's this, who's that. Like I do think that those people get advocated for the most, and at a company that respects leadership and managers, they will listen to those people. So it is good to get advocated for. But
Mm-hmm.
everyone was just like so talented and so smart that sometimes it comes down to a number. It's like
Yeah.
if you're making above a certain threshold of a salary and you're amazing at your job and the company's losing a lot of money, they might save the person who's making a lot less money and is average at their job.
You're too expensive to keep. You know,
Yeah.
like that
So,
is a factor.
or there's not a place to put you that will fit, or there's not a place that you want to go that we could
Mm-hmm.
fit you into. So, I mean, it really doesn't, there's no definitive thing that it says. Like, I think all it really is saying is that the business is going through a hard time.
Yeah.
It's not really saying anything about the individual. So,
It's just unfortunate because then now you're unemployed. And
mhm.
now you have to go through all of that stuff. And I guess it's great that because if you're ever fired, you can't get unemployment. So
Yeah.
that was a big like screw you to me from my old job. So at least now I'm like I'm on unemployment and everything. So like
Mhm.
that will be like okay. It's
Yeah.
just frustrating to even have to do it.
Mhm.
But also it's something positive because you can find something new and better, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, like whenever you were talking about when you got fired from your one job for like saying you didn't feel safe,
Mhm.
stay sleeping in your car at a rural gas station where people are coming up to your window.
And
You
talking to
saying
you.
that like
Yep.
you don't feel safe doing that and then you getting fired, like you shouldn't have been working for that company, right?
No.
And
Yeah.
like it makes sense that you would be like maybe scared to speak up at a future company, but if you can remind yourself that like you don't want to work for a company that makes you feel unsafe.
Mhm.
And sometimes the easiest decision is to just stay there, but like the best decision for you would be to like leave on your own. And
Exactly.
sometimes like what your dad says,
What my dad
the
always
universe
says.
will make a decision for you if you don't make it for yourself.
Mhm.
So, it sucks. I mean, I will say like even when I was like broke, when I got laid off when I was working at Advantage in Charleston and I was broke, like I hated that job so much, and I hated like the people, not the people I worked with, but I don't want to like
Mhm.
get sued. So, but there were individuals there that I hated. I felt so happy
To not be around.
to not be working there. Like anytime I've been unemployed, and this happened too whenever we left Charleston and went to DC, that was better because like I had more financial security because me and Ryan were together.
Mhm.
But like even so, both times, like when you get to make your own routine in the day and like you're like, I can get up, I can have breakfast on my own time. I can go outside and walk or go for a run or ride a bike or whatever. Walk my dog. Like when you have like all the freedom on how your day is going to go and you know that you have the tools and resources to get you by. It's going to be hard. It's not ideal. But like if you have those tools and resources to get you through, it's like a recalibrated like stage in life where you can kind of just like breathe for a minute and like relax and then be like, okay, what do I actually want to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's how I was feeling kind of whenever I was put on like part-time hours because our
Mm-hmm.
contracts were getting cut. So I was working like 20 hours a week or something. And 20 hours a week feels ideal. It was so perfect. Like I felt
Mm-hmm.
like I just could like breathe and relax and like I don't know.
Like
I
really
think
work when you're focusing, you know?
yeah. Yeah, and like 40 hours a week is like debilitating.
You also don't even work 40 hours a
Yeah.
week. You have to sit at
But
a desk and just like,
being chained to something for 40 hours a week,
mm-hmm.
it's like too much of your life.
It
And
is. It
I mean, it's just ridiculous because like so many companies you can get the same amount of work done
is. Half the
like
time.
in half the time.
Or you get screwed because you're in a higher level and you just have meetings all the time. So there's no time for you to do your actual work because you're in meetings the
I
entire
get
day.
that, but also
Like,
I think a lot of places people have more say than they think. Like just from
mm-hmm.
my experience, like also being like a communications change management consultant and all that, like I've seen so many like executive leaders complain about the meetings that they're in, like they have zero responsibility in it. And I'm like,
Why are you here?
say, but no, I'm like, say you don't, someone stand up and say you don't need the meeting then. If you don't need the
Yeah.
meeting, everyone feels that way. Say something, do something, make a change, turn down the meeting, decline the meeting. Like people, I can't stand hearing people say that they have meetings all day because you don't have to. You can also make a suggestion. Let's make the hour meeting 30 minutes. How about we put a meeting on the calendar, but if everyone sends in what they're supposed to have for the meeting in advance, then we cancel the meeting.
It's
Like
all about efficiency and just like
I have
making
a
like
yeah.
you work a lot in this stuff. So that makes more sense.
Yeah. Anything that like everybody complains about all the time, but nobody's like
Mm-hmm.
trying to fix it. I'm like, I don't really feel bad for it. I'm like, you can probably change that. Not everybody, but like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people can change it.
At my level, I enjoyed my meetings because I didn't have enough that it prevented me from working, and it was enough that I could just auto bill hours and sometimes zone out because I
And
didn't
talk
have
to
to like
people.
and
You
talk
like
to
talking to
people.
people.
Yeah, I had a lot of working meetings with coworkers, especially being remote. Like it was super nice to just catch up sometimes.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have too much of a problem with it, but I wasn't at that point where I was like, my entire day is meetings.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I'd agree, it probably doesn't need to be, but people do be loving their meetings completely.
Yeah,
They
they
do
do.
be.
Yeah, some people like to complain about them, but they actually love them.
Work is just so much of our lives that it's important to
Mhm.
pick something that you like doing. And I guess that's what I've been thinking about a lot. Is like, what's the next job? You know, where's the next role going to be?
Yeah.
So
Well, what does your life look like unemployed?
it looks, well, it's summer. So my life right now is a little bit on the pool side.
Yeah.
So I've been hanging a little bit at the pool. It's been very, very hot. So I've just been trying to like make sure I'm not sleeping in too much. Just like it's really easy for me, and maybe other people can agree when you're unemployed to get kind of lazy and
Mhm.
comfortable and just sort of like not moving towards things, just kind of like sitting in it a bit, which you
Yeah.
can. You have every right to sort of like take time to think about what's next, how you're feeling about everything. Maybe other stuff in life is going silly that it just is like
Yeah.
a bunch all at once. So,
Yeah.
it's like it's okay to like have that break. So like I've just been recently trying to like be productive with chores in the morning, making a good breakfast so I'm not like just eating nothing.
Yeah.
Um and then trying to get outside a little bit every day. I play volleyball and we go on some walks, but also like in that break time is instead of putzing on Instagram or whatever, like starting to like do projects that will help me get further along in my job. So I found like there's these websites that you can do like coding training classes and statistics and all these different things that are helpful for like my specific career thing. So I want to work on some of those as I apply, reach out to people. I don't do the like I am not the best networker, so I need to be a little bit better with that and make some more effort into that. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm trying to like at least like do something towards the job stuff every day.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not like, well, I'm not applying to, maybe I don't apply to a job today, but I'm doing 3 hours in my course to help me learn something new. Because a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that I'm doing now is very like, they want a little bit of statistics, they want a little bit of coding, they want a little bit of all these different things. And with my last job, I got like one or two of those, but some other things I'm not as strong on for certain roles that exist now. So I'm trying to find some balance with that. But it's also summer, which means I want to go to the pool.
I
So,
mean, you should, because whenever it gets cold, if you're still unemployed,
mm-hmm.
it's not going to be as enjoyable.
Yeah, I highly recommend getting laid off in the summer. It's like a weird summer break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that you have a decision on it, but I was glad it was then instead of like February, because I would have just been like, it's cold and I'm stuck inside and snowboarding's still expensive. Blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
did you do to help you like get through with your schedules? I know you're very more schedule-y because you helped make me a schedule that one time I was unemployed in
Yeah.
Charleston.
I like naturally like being productive and feeling productive, and I
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I relate it to like playing The Sims. Did you ever play The Sims?
I remember playing with like you and Alex, but I never played it myself.
I was obsessed with The Sims, and like not just like in playing with it, but like trying to be like so well balanced and so like check like you got to study this. Okay, now go study this. Oh, well, now you have to like go laugh with your kid. Okay, now you have to go to the bathroom. Now you have to practice cooking. Like seeing like every bar like full green was like the best feeling I could have. And sometimes I'm like, is that why? I don't know. I was probably like this like before I even knew what The Sims was, but
Mm-hmm.
I just like feeling productive and like moving around. So just naturally, like anytime I've been unemployed, I like having like my own schedule and also where I'm not in a rush because a lot of times I like kind of am in a rush. Um, Especially with like working, taking care of the dog, cleaning. I do like a lot of the like life management with me and Ryan. So like I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like constantly busy. Um, but yeah, like I just really liked having like a good routine, and I would map out time like maybe like 3 hours every day to like hardcore look for a job. Oh shit.
Kara's throwing hands right now.
Hardcore. Also, this is
Hardcore.
loose. Um, Look for jobs, follow up about jobs, um, apply to jobs, and like network with people. So
Mm-hmm.
like no like 3 hours doesn't sound like that much whenever you're unemployed, like, oh, spend 3 hours a day doing it. But like if you reserve 3 hours for like deep work on looking for jobs, like it's enough time. And then it leaves you the rest of your day where you feel like you have enough freedom to do other things that in my mind like would keep me from feeling too down about being unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes there's like you can get overwhelmed just thinking about how you don't have a job and how hard it's going to be to get another one, that like
Mm-hmm.
if you don't structure your day in that way, you keep putting it off, you keep putting it off, you keep putting it off. But if you do just like get very strict with yourself and pick like a few hours, you know, oh, okay, well, I know from 12 to 3 I'm doing that. So I can do
Mm-hmm.
whatever I want until then, and after that I can do something else. That's like how my brain works, so that's kind of like how I would structure my days and stuff.
Okay.
But it does suck. Like,
It does.
and we're just talking about unemployment right now. Like we're not even getting into like when you start interviewing and you start getting really far along in an interview process and then you don't get a job, and like how that then makes
Mhm.
you feel about being unemployed. Because I think for me, that was the hardest.
Yeah.
Like worse than like getting laid off or fired or whatever, and like worse than like not having a job every day was like getting so far along in a process and then not getting it. That was the
Yeah.
stuff that would get me down, because then it's like, oh my God, now I have to go through this all over again.
Get your hopes up and you're like, "This is so great. Everything this seems so nice and fun
And then it
and
feels like you're starting right
reviving."
back at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing about it is easy, but I mean, something we all gotta do. But what do you think worked the best for you? Was it that 12 that 3 hours of deep thinking, or just, like, being able to do other stuff that kept you, like, moving forward?
I think just not having to waste my time like doing work that is pointless.
Mhm.
The being unemployed itself was the most helpful for me.
Applying for a job when
Genuinely.
you have a job is like a double like 2 jobs at once, you know? So, yeah, that
Yes.
makes sense.
But also like I like change and I like new things, and I'm not like scared of that. So that I know is like an advantage when it comes to stuff like that. Like I moved around a lot as a kid. I went to like a bunch of different
Mhm,
schools. I hated it then, but
mhm,
it made me like more open to change, and it made me more adaptable. And I think in a time of change that's out of your control, like you have to kind of like roll with the punches, and you have to like find a way to get excited about it.
mhm.
It's not
Yeah.
easy, but like I think it's the only way to like get in the right headspace and find something that's like better for you.
Mhm.
I think you always have to focus on like, yeah, this sucks, like I'm unemployed right now, but now I have an opportunity to like level up.
Yeah.
Whether it's like hope I think it should always be making more money,
Mhm.
even if it's a small
Yes.
amount. Unless money doesn't matter to you. But if you're needing to make more money and your finances are like you're struggling, then I think you should always aim for more money.
Mhm.
And the best way to do that is go to a different company.
Yeah, unfortunately, your company will not
That's
give you good raises. The only
the
way to make
amount
it
of
what you're
money
worth is to move,
you come
unfortunately.
into a company making, and like how long it takes you to increase your pay is crazy. So like
Mhm.
the best way to make more money is to go to a different company, and now you have the opportunity to do that if you're unemployed.
Yeah.
I think the best thing too, and this, I try to like preface some of the things that we say, even though I think they're obvious. Like this doesn't apply to everybody, but like
Mhm.
when you're working a job like you and I,
Mhm.
um, oh, like I think it's important to not tie your identity with your job or your
Mhm.
company,
I agree. I agree.
because I think it's when you tie your identity to it, when you no longer have that, it's a bigger hit.
Mhm.
But like I kind of look at a job as like a means to an end, and like it's an accessory. Like maybe it's like one of the say you have 10 purses and the job is like one of those purses. When you lose it, it sucks, but like
Mhm.
it's not the end of the world. So
Mhm.
I think like not tying your identity to it, and like that's also it, like that brings back my cynicism a little bit. Like I'm not someone who's like obsessed with hanging out with my coworkers or like wants to learn every detail about their lives. But I think I have to be that way in order to like be comfortable with the idea of like not being there forever. I think when you like tie yourself to something, it's like even when you're supposed to leave, you won't, because you're like holding on.
Yeah, I agree,
Like, I don't
especially
know.
with work. There's always something good, like, I feel like a lot of the jobs that I left and was forced to leave, I had good coworkers. So it
Mhm.
makes it easy to like a job when you enjoy everyone knows what they're generally everyone's talented, they know what they're doing, they supportive, good like, just like good
Yeah.
people to work with. It
Yeah.
makes it a little bit harder to want change. But I also think at the same time, like, because my first like real job experience was that firing, I was like, man, nobody cares about you. Like it really helps like get some of that. I want to
Yeah.
say because it's cynical, but it's also realistic. And I think
Yeah.
it's I love if you have a job that you love and that ticks every single like box of what you want creatively, scientifically, I don't care, whatever it is. That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. But at the same time, it's also a corporation that
Yeah.
could possibly lay you off or go in a different direction or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll land on your feet elsewhere. But like if you are really too tied to that identity, it can be a lot harder. Um,
Yeah.
so maybe the bad experiences kind of help you get there sooner. Because I feel like some people just stay in jobs
Yeah.
for decades, and then when they get laid off, it's like I've only worked here for 20 years. What now?
Yeah.
Um,
It's tough. I mean,
so
everybody I think has like their own unique approach to like what working and a career and stuff looks like. And I think for me,
mhm,
because I've just had so many jobs, like I never feel like married to a place, and I
mhm.
don't know what like the next 20 years of my working life. God help me. 20. I hope it's only 20. No.
Only 20, maybe 30, at most 35, 33,
Ew,
32,
no, I'll jump off a
30.
bridge.
It's tough, but like, and don't forget that you also can reinvent. Because like my first job, like
Hmm.
I've worked in geology, I've worked in data science, I've worked in substitute teaching, I've worked in
Hmm.
food and bev at a really nice restaurant. Like
Yeah.
they're all very different. I've worked
Katie's a
what
big
other
food and
shit did
bev
I do?
gal.
I mean, I really did like working at that restaurant. Like
I
that
know
was
you did.
fun.
When you worked at Delaney Oyster House, I feel like genuinely was like the happiest and most confident I've ever seen you.
Yeah, because I was just talking to people all the time. Like it's really
Well,
nice when you're in a
you
job
also
where you're
did
like,
something you did something new that was really hard. You'd never been
mhm.
a server in like a fancy restaurant before.
I never been a server
And
at all. I worked at a
it
diner.
was okay, well that's not really yeah, well before when you worked in the diner, you were like, I work in food and bev.
No, I didn't. I did not say it
Yes,
like
you
that.
did. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Okay. I think I'm gonna see if I can call somebody and get okay. Let's
Who are
see.
you calling? Is it Arthur? I don't think I worded it like that.
Yes, you
I
did.
I heated up hamburgers in the microwave.
I have a specific memory. He's not gonna answer. I'm sending him an audio message. Okay, Arthur. Back when Katie, like before she had worked at Delaney, don't you remember she would bring up how she worked in food and bev, referencing when she worked at Ye Old Fashioned? You definitely did. Because like Pat, Maggie, Eileen would all talk about it. And then you'd be like, you're like, yeah, when I worked in food and bev, everyone was like, Katie, you worked at Ye Old Fashioned.
I made ice cream cups and hot dogs.
By the way, we on our last trip to Charleston, we went to Ye Old Fashioned and Ryan had never been there before.
Really?
Yeah, but me, him, and Adam went.
What do you think?
I actually don't remember. I'm sure he
That's
liked it.
fun.
I got a root beer float. I loved it.
They have great ice cream stuff. I would always get the marshmallow chocolate, like marshmallow sundae thing. The fruit burgers are good.
That kind
Everything
of
else
sounds
is like,
gross. A marshmallow sundae?
well, it's like ice cream with like marshmallow fluff and hot fudge on it. So like
Oh,
that kind of thing.
okay.
But yeah, no, I did like food and bev a lot. Like maybe that. Who knows? Like again, like the thing is, who knows what your next job could be? Maybe you could be exploring a creative outlet, and that becomes full time.
Yeah.
Go back to like I also did like to get from geology to food and bev to where I'm at now. I did like a whole online certification thing for like 3 months straight.
Hmm.
Like there's definitely plenty of steps that you can do to move into different positions. It's not so stagnant. I think it's been helpful for us at least that in some way our jobs didn't work out very fluidly, that we've had to sort of reinvent what a job looks like too, for
Hmm.
us at least. So I
Yeah.
think that makes it helpful when you're transitioning to different roles, because it's, I don't say it's serious, but it's not as serious. You know, yeah,
You
but
mean
it is
like
serious.
in today's day and age if you do it?
Yeah, like we've like
I think there's still a stigma, like if you're working in like a career type job and then you start doing something like food and bev, I still
mhm.
think that there's some stigma there.
Oh, well, I didn't necessarily mean food and beverage. I just meant like trying anything different. Yeah, it's going to be a big adjustment, and people might think differently, especially ones that are super, I guess, rigid. But if you don't want to work in something, you also don't have to. But that's also really hard to do because you sacrifice a lot to make those changes. I've been watching Project Runway, so I was like, oh, these people like leaving, like,
Oh, so you want to be a clothing designer,
could be cool, but I don't do anything like that. Like, I don't sew, so that's all out of the blue. But
but now you're limiting yourself.
exactly, should I be in sewing classes? Raise your hand. Maybe. But there's just also lots of perks to different jobs. Like, I do miss working in food and bev sometimes because I was super active and I talked to a lot of people and I didn't have to worry about taking anything home. With this past job, like, I'm dreaming about Excel freaking
What do
spreadsheets.
you mean
I don't want
worry
to do
about?
that.
Oh, worry about taking something. I thought you meant
Yeah, like,
food.
no, unless you, like, obviously you have like the food and bev stress dreams of like, I forgot their ranch or whatever the hell it is. But sometimes I worked on the weekends, just to get shit done. So I think it's nice to have different perspectives on things. Each job does something different, which I think is important.
Yeah, you should learn something from each job for sure.
But I think we had some questions on the Insta.
Wait, what questions?
On the you posted questions on Instagram.
No, I posted polls.
Polls. Okay, well, polls then. Polls. Polls.
You said I think we have some questions.
Sorry, polls, not questions. Polls.
Yeah, so I just asked if you've ever been laid off. 50% of people said yes, 50% of people said no. Have you ever been fired? 33% of people said yes, 67% of people said no.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those numbers will change significantly in the next 10 years. No
Oh
offense,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's going to happen at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me, so like I was trying to think, I was like, have I ever been fired? And I was like, no. And then I was like, actually, I have technically.
Ooh. Okay.
I in high school and maybe like no, I think this was all high school. Like in the summers, I would clean beach houses as my job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I worked with this woman who just ran her own little cleaning company, and she had like another cleaner who would help her, and then it was me and sometimes like one other person. And now that I'm talking about this, I think I brought Hillary with me once.
To clean.
I have to ask her about this. Oh my god, that's so
You say
funny.
we're going to the beach, then you take her to a beach
No,
house and
no.
tell her
So
to get to work.
I would ride with the woman who like owned the company. We would all ride together and we would like bring our lunch and we would like ride in her truck and drive out to Edisto, and we'd clean like these like mansion beach houses, like these like 4-story beach houses. And we would have to like lug up like a shop vac, like buckets of cleaner, like up all those, those like houses with all those stairs. And then
Mm-hmm.
once you get inside, up all those stairs. It was like a very physically demanding job. And sometimes we would like on a crazy day, we would clean like 14 beach houses in one day,
Jesus.
which is crazy. And like cleaned them well. Like, and I
Mm-hmm.
know how good of a job we were doing based on like how I've seen people leave Airbnbs for us, like when we check in, or like,
Mm-hmm.
seeing behind, like walking behind another cleaner somewhere. Like we did a really good job. But
What did you do?
I didn't do this was not
Oh.
performance based, but it wasn't like unofficial. Like I didn't fill out paperwork or anything. Like I worked like 3 or 4 days a week or something like that on the weekends because you work after people
In the
check
summer.
out. Yeah, check out of their beach house from their trip, which is whatever. And I had a friend at the time who was like a wild card of a friend who Katie knows.
Yes.
And this is like funny now, but it's like it's serious. Um I had to stage like an intervention with her with her family and my family because she was an addict. I'm not laughing at her being an addict, but I'm laughing at like the fact that like I was 16 or 17 like having to lead an intervention with my friend and then I got fired from my job. So we had this like and this intervention was like crazy cuz like she was like not okay. Like a couple days before like she could have died. But then we do this intervention which I felt horrible about. Like what a weird responsibility to put on like a 16 or 17-year-old. I had to like let her stay the night at my house and we were like hanging out and then I had to trick her into like going like meeting her mom at a grocery store parking lot or something. And I drove to this parking lot and she's like, what are you doing? And I was just like parked and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. And then like these people came up to the car and took her.
To rehab?
Yeah. Like it was some weird like law where like, even though she was 17 or 18, like they took her against her will.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she escaped that rehab. I'm not kidding. I got a call like at school. I remember being at Pinewood, like in the parking lot, and my mom called me and she's like, she escaped the rehab like on foot. And I was like, what? She didn't even have shoes on. But anyway, how I got fired was I was fucking tired after this intervention and I was like exhausted. And so I called out of work. I was like, hey, I'm not coming to work tomorrow. And she was basically like, okay. And then she never talked to me again. And I'm like, bitch, I don't care. Like, I did not like that job. It's not like I was it was my high school job, whatever. But like,
Yeah.
I think I literally told her, I was like, I had to host like an intervention for my friend yesterday.
Yeah.
Which she probably thought I was lying, but I'm like, if you can't understand how I can't come into work after doing that,
And you
screw
showed up
you.
all the time. It's not like you were constantly
Yes.
blowing off work,
Yeah.
like there's grace periods here and there.
So
That's
she was very volatile. Like she was like very up and down, like mood wise. So, and I'm sure it sucked for her because she had to like do more of the work that day, but whatever, you're keeping all the money anyway.
yeah, but say how did you get paid?
I don't even remember. I wish I could. But yeah.
Interesting. I don't think I knew that's how you didn't work at that job anymore. That's funny. Well, terrible,
Yeah.
but also
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, that's what I said. It's funny now. Looking
Wasn't
back.
funny then.
Definitely was not funny then. It was stressful as then.
But here we are, and now we're
And now Katie's unemployed.
again. I mean, again, if you haven't been, you will be.
And that's a threat.
And I'm gonna lay you off. I'm gonna come into your job and lay you off.
We're gonna make a ghost company and then we're gonna hire you and then we're gonna lay you off.
I don't know, like it sucks, but you will have it. If you don't have one, that's I think wildly unlikely, but
yeah.
just know everyone's been there and we support you.
We stand with you.
We stan you.
We stan you.
Oh my gosh. But we'll figure it out. It always does. Life will change. And that's important. Change is good. Always think about not what's the worst that could happen, but what's the best that could happen.
That's a good attitude, Katie.
It is. I've think about that sometimes.
Did you learn that yourself or did you learn that in therapy?
Myself. That was like a while ago before like when I moved out here. Yeah.
Katie, that's really good. What's the best thing that could happen?
Mm-hmm. Because it was like partially like when I moved out here, I was sort of like, this could be the worst,
Yeah.
but also what's the best that could come out of it,
What could have been the best?
What could have been the best?
Yeah.
Oh,
my mind goes to like like winning the lottery.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
But that doesn't make any sense because it's not like you like came out there to play the lottery.
I mean, maybe there is gambling in Colorado. Roulette's the game, though. Play roulette. Don't play anything else. That's me. I'll do a crash course. Just kidding. But no, I mean, it was more just sort of like my mindset was exactly I moved out to Colorado to live with some friends without a job, to take a class, to then who knows what was going to happen. So I kind of had to go into it with a positive mindset or some new experiences or all these things that I couldn't do there, I could do now. Like, it's just sort of like a perspective thing.
Mhm.
If you always think about what's bad's going to happen, you're not going to appreciate the good happening at the same time.
Yeah, I find myself getting in that mindset for sure of like, oh, there's no like, I don't know what I would want to do next.
Mhm.
Well, what I really like doesn't make money. There's no way I'm gonna find something I love and that makes good
Mhm.
money. And
Mhm.
then I'm like, no, you don't know that.
Mhm.
But if I keep saying that to myself, that will happen because that's like the path that I'm on.
But it's also that's what you see too. Like, you
Yeah.
see all these jobs with a million things and 200 people applied, and you're just, it's hard to see
Mhm.
and think that it could work out in a good way, you know? So, like, doesn't always work, but sometimes that just little boost might help a little bit.
Yeah. I started thinking about Donald Trump.
We can do a politics episode at some point. Let's wait for shit to get weird. Or do you want to talk about American Eagle jeans?
Oh, I like didn't watch that ad, but my hot take is like we're kind of distracting ourselves from bigger things. But then people's response to that is like, no, all of it matters. And I'm like, that doesn't mean it doesn't matter. It means that it's distracting of bigger things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We like allow ourselves to get so distracted.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Tone deaf to say the least, but also at the same time, there are a million other
But
things
this kind of
going
shit
on.
has been happening for so long in advertising. I mean, whatever that Kendall Jenner shit was where like she like ended racism or whatever.
Oh, with the
I'm like,
Pepsi?
yeah, I'm like, guys, do a little bit of research into advertising. I'm not saying it means it's okay, but like when people act shocked when stuff like that happens, I'm like, why is that shocking to you?
Mm-hmm. It's an ad.
I'm like, they want you to be talking about it.
But all buzz is good buzz, you know? If you
Yes,
spin it right.
exactly. It's like, yeah.
But unemployment.
Yeah. Back to unemployment. Yeah. How should we close our unemployment episode?
I think we should close with
A prayer to the capitalist gods.
honestly though. Dear FANG execs.
Fang?
Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google, big tech companies.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Oh, well, that makes sense. It's like if you were in the tech world, being employed by a FANG company usually means you're like set for things. Because I mean, Google starting salaries are like $200,000. You know what I mean? Like,
Ryan said something about some company, maybe it was Meta,
so it's now Mang,
poaching.
I guess now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
poaching developers, but or is it Meta? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was Meta.
trying to get AI guys.
Yeah, but paying them like $1 billion.
Don't get
Sign
me
me
started
up.
on AI.
Sign me up. No, I'm just kidding.
We're all taking AI classes. I'm writing AI. No jobs for anyone. If I can make $1 billion. And then people are saying that he was underpaid. That the guy said no to the $1 billion, which is hilarious. I think because he had a company that was worth more
Men
than
are
that.
disgusting.
Greed is disgusting. Everyone's in an AI race to just get rid of all the jobs, you know. But I think we should leave AI for a separate conversation.
Yeah. We're just in a bitching and complaining mood now.
Bash the system, man. I don't know why I said bash, but
I thought you were making like an acronym with bitching and complaining for a second. I was like,
back.
Bach.
Get your Bach rubbed. Ugh, I don't like that.
Ew.
Who doesn't love a good Bach rub?
Oh my God. One of my friends, shout out Carly, happy belated B-Day. She got a massage and she said during her massage, like the lady stopped and she was like, okay, I'm going to leave the room for a couple minutes and I want you to walk laps around in the room.
Really?
And so she's like, so I'm walking laps like naked in the room. But she didn't like explain to her why.
Interesting. I mean, probably get the blood flowing. Was it like a Reiki massage? They do a lot of
It
like.
kind of sounds like it was Reiki because she said she did like a pinching thing up her back. Oh, sorry, my hair was falling. Does your hair ever fall down your back and it feels like a bug's on you? Like a
I
piece
don't
of your
know.
hair will be like this and then it'll slowly fall and you just feel like movement and it feels like a bug was on you.
I don't know. I don't think so. I will.
He's like, I don't have any feeling in my shoulders.
Sometimes my bodily awareness is just doesn't exist.
That tracks.
I got into again, I lost my job. I don't know if maybe there's a connection between car accidents and losing jobs because you lost one and got in a
Oh,
car accident.
yeah.
I got in one very low key, but I hit my nose on the steering wheel. And then I was just like in the bathroom and turned a corner and hit my nose on the corner of the wall.
What?
And it hurt again. I was just
Edie,
like, but how do you do that?
how bad? How hard did you hit it?
I was just like turning. So it wasn't like it didn't like break anything, but it was definitely like it hurt again. And I was just like,
That is stressing me out. Did your nose break?
no, it didn't. But it just like it was already like tender because it wasn't broken before, but it was like just sensitive from healing. And then I just like walk into a wall. So
it's like when you bite your tongue once, you bite it again. But for you, it's when you hurt your nose once, you hurt it again.
I literally was just like, I've never done that in my life. Why, after a car accident, do I just walk my nose into a fucking wall? Schnoz alert. I don't know, but whatever.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
No.
Wait, I need to show this on the video because it's just like so you.
Me?
Yeah, the thing that Arthur, I think, sent in our group chat and said, this is Katie, the guy in the pool. Oh, this.
That reminds me when I was in Colombia, me and some friends, shout out Erica, went to go get pizza for the group hang, and I'm just walking out with the pizza, and we get up to the car, and I like just do this to it and turn it vertically and slam it against the car door, and then Erica yelled at me.
I remember that story as if like, I was there. That is so funny.
It wasn't that messed up, but my spatial awareness is off the charts sometimes.
I don't know if that counts as like spatial awareness. I think that you knew what you were doing.
Sort of, yeah.
You're like, I didn't. Spatial awareness is like not like understanding how far away things are from you and like
true. That might
how much like how strong you are maybe to the thing next to you. But you like voluntarily like flipped something.
I got excited. I forgot. I think I just like don't think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a pizza, I was the cause and effect. It was just cause. There was no effect.
You were just thinking about doing it to a box, not with pizza in it.
It was only slightly messed up, but it happens.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so we'll check back in with KT.
Hopefully have some good news in the future.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what are you like at? And then we'll check back in with you in like another month or something.
At with emotions or with the job search?
It like your whole being. What are you feeling?
My being is good. So I would say like a 7 for my being with stuff going on. Just because it's summer and I'm still okay. But for a job, I'm at like a 3. I need to be doing more for sure. But again, a lot of stuff has been going on. So, we just have to take it a day at a time and make steps.
You said a lot of stuff has been going on?
Yeah, I had a car accident and my grandma died. Just the usual things. So like it's been.
But why does air quotes go?
Oh, I don't know. My grandma did die. I didn't need air quotes back.
Send your love to Katie and her fam and her And R.I.P. her grandma.
Yeah. But so we're moving forward. When it rains, it pours, but when it rains, it pours, but it eventually stops raining. That was the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life. But
No, you said when it rains, it pours.
I know I did. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Before we start becoming more embarrassing. But
yeah.
And if you're also in the job search, I'm sure there might be some people out here just like me. You got it. Believe in yourself. It just takes work and you'll get there because that's how you have to think about it.
Let us know if you need any help and we can do another like advice episode or something.
Mm-hmm. Or we can write rec letters.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that. You can have ChatGPT write one and then sign it from me.
Perfect. I'll do that with you.
Yeah. I'll write you one, Katie.
Oh, yay.
I wasn't saying no to you. I was saying no to our listeners. No offense.
Oh, sorry, listeners. Out of luck.
You have to pay for it. Or get us to 1,000 followers. And we'll do anything.
Literally anything.
Literally anything.
But yeah, I hope you'll have a great rest of your day. Things will get better.
Hopefully this wasn't too much of a drag, but
it's life.
Yeah.
And the party.
That's life.
So. That's life. So
throw on our summer playlist and just cry about it.
To the summer playlist? It's too fun.
Cry about like if you're unemployed or if this
but it's a fun playlist.
This episode brought you down, you can put on the playlist and then cry it out.
Bring you up. Okay.
Yeah, you can enjoy something and cry.
I know, but it's not sad songs.
I bet you I could look on the playlist and define one of them as sad.
Okay.
Let me look.
Before we close, we have to settle this beef.
My day list right now is lit American Trap Friday evening.
Honestly, perf. I want to see what mine says. Chill hip hop rhymes Friday afternoon.
I would say I bet Crooked Teeth by Death Cab for Cutie is probably actually a sad song.
Well, Death Cab is also, very emotional. Okay, fine. I'll give you Death Cab. So everyone go listen to Crooked Teeth and believe in your dreams. So.
Hold on. I want to find the meaning of it. The song is about being trapped in a place and living an unordinary, boring, unspectacular life.
Honestly,
he uses this very common story of someone staying in a relationship despite the fact that it isn't real, to illustrate his broader point that most people stay where they're born, get in bad relationships, and let it ride because that's just what normal looks like. What's up with all these quotes? The line of "there were churches, theme parks, and malls" describe the fact that those three things are found around most places people live. Just another way to drive home his bigger point of complacency and not taking risks.
Well, with new jobs, you got to take a risk. So, feel inspired.
This person used so many quotes.
Did their grandma die?
Oh my God. Okay, well, hands up. We're done.
Hands up.
Thanks for listening. Please be sure to follow us on TikTok. I always say TikTok. On TikTok and Instagram at Life and the Party Pod. Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're just Life and the Party on YouTube. And leave us a review on Spotify if you haven't already.
And send this to your unemployed friends.
Yeah, they don't have anything to do. So if you know anyone who's unemployed, send our YouTube to them. You guys can meet up and look for jobs together and listen to our pod.
Yeah, perfect. Anything to get the job apps out. We're here for it.
All right. We love you guys. Bye.